Hello everyone, the Overplayer back, and today I wanted to give you the first episode of Fun and Gun, the new series I wanted to do about some underrated weapons that are actually really fun to use, or kind of slept on, and that I think people really should be taking a look at. And even if they aren't top tier weapons, they're definitely top tier viable. They may only have one or two drawbacks, but they're still really fun if you're looking to change up your class. And the first gun I wanted to go over is the Fennec, or as some people like to call it, the Vector. It's a really fast firing weapon. It's basically the Modern Warfare version of the Mac-10, actually. Really fast fire rate, really good in close quarters, terrible recoil. But one of the good things about this is that its only drawback is its magazine size. Everything else is really excellent about it, I find. And one of the best parts about it is that you probably have all the attachments you need, or at least most of them. If you want to check to see if you have all these attachments, I'm going to show you how, and along with that, I'm going to show you the class setup. So here we go. What you're going to need to do, you're going to want to go into a class, any sort. Go down to the Fennec. It should be near the bottom of the SMGs. And if you go into your armory, anyone who's played Modern Warfare, I think whenever the Vector was released, this was one of the last tiers in that battle pass. The best part about this is 4 of these 5 attachments are going to be the ones that we want to use. Like, you're basically looking at a pretty good class right here. And the Vector is very viable. You do not need to run any specific set of attachments on it. There are just a couple that I would recommend. The main ones are a suppressor of some sort, obviously, and probably some recoil attachment if you plan on using it at some sort of range, depending on what your secondary weapon is. If you have an AR that's designed for long range, then you probably don't need it, but I just like having it on because I like having that recoil control. Some of you might want an optic, that's completely fine. Stippled grip tape always helps, just so that way we get that aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. 5mm laser is obviously good for sprint to fire and hit accuracy. The muzzle right now I'm using is the ZLR Saber. It's a sound suppression / recoil control / damage range attachment. However, if you don't have this, the monolithic is fine. There's also the ZLR 18-inch Deadfall, which does all of that, and it is an integrated suppressor, which do the same job. You're not looking for a lot of range here. It's just that the ZLR Saber has fewer downsides, and is going to be a little more what we're looking for. I use the Merc foregrip and simple grip tape myself. And another good thing about the Fennec is if you don't have this ranked up yet, or you don't have this blueprint, all of the attachments you need are unlocked pretty early on. Like the 5mm laser isn't required, but the Merc foregrip is unlocked really early on. Stippled grip tape pretty early on. You'll probably have to run the tactical or the monolithic before you get to the saber. And I know the Deadfall is one of the last ones. But yeah, that's going to be about the class setup. Let me talk a little bit more about how you want to use this in game. You're going to want to really be pushing people with this. I will say this excels on Rebirth Island. And in solos for Warzone, this will actually be like completely fine. If there will be no downsides to this, because one mag will be all you need to kill one person. However, the second you go into duos plus, you might have some trouble. Rebirth is fine because you're often going to have people around you. They'll be spawning back in, and you really don't have to worry about taking on 7 people at once, or if you do, you'll be able to come back and grab the loadout. In Warzone, it's not going to really have the range you need unless you put on an optic and kit it a little differently. If you're in solos, that's fine, especially if you're running an AR support sort of thing. If you're running dual ARs and you wanted to replace the short range AR like a Fafar with this, that would work completely fine. Because your long range AR is going to be able to take people out at that 20+ meter range, and anytime people try to get in your face, you're not going to need the best iron sights or the best range or anything of that sort. This weapon does have a fair amount of kick, but you guys should be able to control it. Also, something you'll probably need is the 40-round mags. Thankfully, they'll unlock pretty early on too. You won't have a lot of trouble with them. I think it comes default with 25 rounds, which it's definitely enough to kill someone, but if you miss shots too much, you will suffer for it. But yeah, I recommend for those of you who are looking to kind of change your playstyle up, just look to have a bit of fun. Maybe in solos you're looking for that new dump truck of an SMG, but you don't have Cold War, then this is going to be the gun you're looking for. Hope you all try this out, enjoy, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like what you see, subscribe, and I hope to have a video on some other guns that I've been looking at next week. See you then. Bye bye.